welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today I'm actually a little bit far from home. I'm in Arizona, and right now we're going to go off-roading and hit the trails. We're actually not going in my 3rd gen, we're going in this 1st gen Tacoma. Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Beater. Now Beater here is not my truck and lives here in Arizona and is actually owned by my friend who has the salvage TRD Pro 3rd gen Tacoma we're rebuilding on this channel. Basically, when I told my friend I was going to Arizona for a couple days, he told me I had to stop by and make sure Beater got some love on the trails. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm really excited. I've never gone off-roading in a 1st gen, and I've never even off-roaded in Arizona before. A little bit of backstory on Beater before we hit the trails. Basically, Beater was a daily driver until one day when she was stopped at a red light, a gigantic tree literally fell on top of her. And yes, that's not an exaggeration, a tree fell on her. It's a pretty crazy story, but in the end, I think insurance ended up totaling her, but my friend decided to still keep her at his place in Arizona so that she could be basically a pre-runner. Ever since then, I'm pretty sure she's been on some pretty crazy trails, but she's still here today. And while I'm personally today not gonna do anything too crazy, because I'm gonna treat her even better than I treat my own 3rd gen, just because it's not my truck, I think we're still gonna have a lot of fun. If you guys are new here, I like to do off-road and mod videos to my 3rd gen Tacoma over here, so feel free to subscribe if you want. Now without further ado, let's go have some fun and beat her. Alright, now before we got going, I did want to give you guys a quick walk around of Beater. Starting up here in the front, we have a 20-inch rigid light bar and some rigid pods. The wheels are Method 309s and the tires are 265/70 R17 Toyo Open Countries. Also, do keep in mind that if you decide to get aftermarket wheels, a lot of the times you will need aftermarket lug nuts because the OEM ones usually won't fit. The suspension is also aftermarket. In the front here, we have a Bilstein struck with an Ibach coil, and there's also All Pro Off-Road upper control arms. You can see right here on the tailgate is some of the damage from the tree falling. There is a moonroof on this, but a metal sheet was placed on because that's where the tree fell. As you can see, we still have some damage up here. Also, there is a Baja Designs S2 Sport Light here on the bed just for some bed light. And on the inside, we have the ECT or electronically controlled transmission button here, the rear locker. He put an Alpine unit in, but yeah, not too much else going on in this 1st gen, which is kind of nice. I like the simplicity of it. Now let's get going on the trail. So I daily drive my 3rd gen, and really it's the only vehicle I go off-roading in. So off-roading in this 1st gen is quite a different experience. Off-road, it's actually a lot nicer because it is obviously a lot smaller, and the cornering over the hood is just so much better. The hood on the 3rd gens is huge, and to be honest, off-road, it kind of sucks. These older Toyotas, you can see much better over the hood, and obviously the more you can see off-road, the better it is. Cody just got a brand new fluorescent collar, and what's extra cool about it is it's not dark, but there's LED lights on it, so it lights up. Now I can see him in the dark. So I just got back from off-roading with Peter, and I'm so thankful to say that he came back in one piece. I wasn't worried about off-roading, but on the way back, I left the GoPro on the top of the truck, and it flew off, of course, while we were on the road. Luckily, it flew into the bed though, so I'm able to recover all the footage we took from this trip. But literally 2 minutes after that, right when I got back on the road, a gigantic elk ran right across Peter, and it wasn't a super close call. I had a lot of stopping distance, but being that it wasn't my truck and the elk was huge, I was really nervous. But again, I'm in one piece, and so is Beater, so everything's good. Overall, off-roading in Beater was really fun. Thank you to my friend for letting me use the truck. Obviously, I didn't put it through a ton of abuse, but I did get a good feel for what it was like to off-road in a first gen. I think the first gen is easier, obviously just because of its size, like I said earlier. So you just feel like there's a lot more room on the trails, and visibility is just so much better because, like I said, the hood isn't as big. I think that the third gen handles a little bit better though, but drivability wise on road, they're pretty similar. You sit at a relatively similar height, and besides the transmission on the third gen feeling like it's a little bit more in eco mode, they're pretty similar. The third gen's also nice because it has all of these luxury accommodations, at least compared to the third gen, and that can be nice especially if you're using a truck as a daily driver. But again, these trucks are almost 20 years apart, and this thing is really nice. So that's all I have for today's videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe. I do have more off-road videos that are going to be in my third gen coming up soon, and a lot of mods coming up for the truck. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.